Welcome back. Gonna do a quick rabbit update here. It's actually a gorgeous, warm 75-degree October day, which is pretty rare for us up here. Thought I would do a quick update what the rabbits are up to. What they're not up to, unfortunately, is having babies. So they were due on, I guess Sunday was day 30. I usually give them a few extra. Probably by Thursday of this week, I will go ahead and rebreed. I'd love to get another litter in before the end of the season, but so far things are not going our way with that. So we'll see. A silver fox mom is also not having her babies. Kind of surprised. They both seem to be building nests over the weekend, and now nothing. I'll give them a few more days. Like I said, sometimes they are late. I've had them as late as day 34. So we'll see, but they're doing well. Enjoying the sunlight, enjoying the nice weather, I think. And they are all moved over where the peppers were. I don't know if I haven't put that video out yet, so that might be future me talking to you. But the area with the peppers has in the past been pretty hard soil, and I haven't done much with it. I haven't had the rabbits over here in about 2 years, so I went ahead and put them over here. I'll let them do their thing for a couple of weeks, maybe stretch it to Thanksgiving if I can, and then they'll all get moved into the greenhouse for the winter so that they're nice and comfortable and it's easier to feed, and I'm not out in the snow worrying about that. So, but for now they're having a good time. They get some afternoon sun, which they enjoy, and hopefully they'll have some babies. I don't remember if I mentioned it in a previous video or not, but these are my two newest addition to the doe lineup for next year. These are both offspring of the New Zealand that passed away over the summer. So these are some of her daughters, and they are not related to the current buck that I have. So I can actually breed them back, and hopefully they'll do well. They're very skittish right now. They have lived essentially together their entire lives, so that's understandable, but we're working on them and plan to breed them probably in the next month or so, see how they do and go from there. I also in here have this little guy. He was one of my silver fox offspring in the last litter, and definitely the runt of the litter, and wasn't getting a whole lot of food and water. So I moved him over here. He's much happier now. He's eating, he's drinking, so let him grow at his own pace and see how he does. But in the meantime, working on these two ladies to get them used to us so I can pick them up, put my hand in the cage, and they're not completely unhappy with that. Got one Dutch doe. She did have babies unexpectedly about 2 months ago. My plan is to rebreed her this fall and see how she does. They've definitely put on some good weight, which I'm very pleased with. I did notice I processed one of the Dutch bucks the other night and did notice he had a lot of fat on him. So I'll be curious to see how these compare. My goal was to have smaller rabbits so the kids could play with them, and overall just be a little bit easier to deal with. I'm hoping that she ends up being a pretty decent mom. I like the coloring. She's very sweet. Now she's just got to prove herself as a mother. This is another doe that I kept back from a litter from this spring. She was actually one of the offspring of my New Zealand doe that passed away in July unexpectedly. Nice coloring, nice disposition. I'm hoping she'll end up being as good of a mom as her mother was. And I have enough variation in the genetics that I can breed her to a couple of the different bucks. So that's in the works, probably closer to Christmas. I want to give her time to get a little bit older, and then see how she does. This is my other Dutch buck that I decided to keep. He is a little bit less skittish than the other one, which is why he made the cut. And hopefully he will prove himself as a consistent father. As I'd mentioned before, I don't really care about the markings per se. He does have an extra spot on him, which for show rabbits I guess wouldn't be ideal, but he does his job. and he's warmed up to us pretty nicely. So for the time being, he's in the rotation. My silver fox buck is doing great. I got him last December, so had him for about 10 months. He has definitely warmed up to us. He's a big boy. He does his job, but he's a nice rabbit. So keeping him around and hoping that he continues to do what he's got to do when he's got to do it. Last but certainly not least, I chose one of my older New Zealand mixed bucks and kept. This guy has a little bit of a droopy ear sometimes, but he's more consistent and he's a lot friendlier. So I figured that was a better set of characteristics to keep. So he's around. So I end up with two, we'll say mature bucks, two mature does, and then the juveniles that I am raising up for future parenthood, we'll say. So that's about it for the rabbits right now. Not as much going on as I had hoped, but everybody's doing well. Everybody, I think, is ready for the winter. Lots to do to prep for that, so stay tuned for all of that excitement. It's still mid-70s in the second week of October, so I'm happy with that. I love the cold, but giving me some extra weeks to get some stuff done. So lots of projects. Hopefully get an update of that out in the next couple of days. But until then, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you on the next one.